Today we're celebrating Law Day, and this year's theme, the separation of powers. My name's Annie. Join me for this Law You Can Use. Welcome to the Ohio State Bar Association's Law You Can Use, where we answer commonly asked questions about different legal topics. Today we're celebrating Law Day, and this year's theme, the separation of powers, with attorney Michael Flowers from Steptoe & Johnson. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you, Annie. Happy to be with you.
So let's begin by discussing the role of the judiciary. We learn in school civics courses that we have three branches of government: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial branch. And each plays a vital role in providing checks and balances in our government.
Right.
We deal a lot with the judiciary. What is its role, and why is it important?
As you mentioned in your opening comments, the separation of powers is really the fundamental way that we organize our government in the United States. And critical to maintaining that balance of power so that no one branch can have dominance over any other branch is this idea of judicial oversight of our system of justice. When our government is working well, the will of the people expressed through all the other branches, the executive and the legislative branches, but the judicial branch is there for an important reason: to make sure that our individual rights and liberties are enforced and are protected under both our Ohio Constitution and our U.S. Constitution. So that's the important check and balance that the judicial branch will bring.
Mm-hmm. So we often refer to the judiciary as the least understood branch of government. Why is that?
Well, again, our judges, they do so much important work in our community, but they often do it in our courtrooms. And for whatever reason, a lot of people don't have an occasion or need to visit our courtrooms, so they don't get to see our judges in action, handling cases, dispensing justice. But beyond that, because of the way our judicial conduct rules are written, judges are not able to go out, even though they're elected, they do not go out and campaign on issues, taking positions on cases that are likely to appear in front of them. Therefore, people don't get a chance to understand that for a judge to do his or her job well, they need to approach the cases with an open and a fair and impartial mind with no predetermined outcome for any of the cases. All that leads to people sometimes not understanding the role of the judges, and I would remind everyone that our courts are open to the public, and the judges invite people to come down and to watch the court proceedings and to get a better understanding of the way that the courts operate.
Mm-hmm. So this leads me to my next question. Fair and impartial courts are important to the system of democracy that we have. And part of the way that we ensure that happens is through judicial independence. What exactly is that?
Right. Judicial independence is the cornerstone of the way that our courts operate. And what it means for us as members of the public is that our judges will come prepared to hear a case, again, with no predetermined outcome in mind. They come and they want to hear the facts as the parties present them. They apply the rules of evidence to decide what is relevant to the case, and then they look to apply the applicable law, because our nation is a nation that is ruled by the rule of law. So we want our judges to be independent and free from any outside pressure, any special interest group, anything that might influence them to not render the most objective decision possible. And that independence assures the public that the decisions are going to be made on a fair and impartial balance, and the decisions are decisions that the public can have confidence in.
And where can I go to learn more about the judicial branch?
Well, thankfully, there is a very well done website, www.judicialvotescount.org. That website came up under the leadership of our Supreme Court Chief Justice, Maureen O'Connor, and she has been very active and vocal about making sure that the public has access to information about our judges. You can go there and see profiles on our judges. You can learn more about the separation of powers. You can learn more about the way that the judicial branch operates. I commend the website to you. Judicial candidates also go there and put out their bios, so you can learn more about the individuals who want to serve our community as judges. So this will hopefully enlighten our public, make you a more informed voter when you go out to see the judges, and hopefully help you be a stronger participant in our democracy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, those are all the questions that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me to answer them.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
If you have a legal topic that you would like to learn more about, follow the Ohio State Bar Association on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and write to us using the hashtag LawYouCanUse. And to learn more about the separation of powers and more than 600 other different legal topics, go to ohiobar.org/law you can use. And thanks for joining us.